need you to tell me about the weather. It's time. It's time. You gotta tell me about the weather. We're recording. Tell me about the weather.
What's the weather like?
What's it doing outside?
Is it bullshit cold?
Yes.
Yeah, I almost had a bunny for a pet. My neighbor, when I was a kid, raised Angora bunnies and would like shave them for their hair.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, when she was breeding them, came out like regular bunny. And so she was like, I don't really know what to do with it. Do you want it? And I was like, yes, I do. And my parents were like, no, you can't have that. And so I didn't get it. And I'm fairly certain that she killed that bunny.
No!
Because she was a farmer. And she didn't have a purpose for it. So like it was
it
was taking up space in her farm.
No, that's when you love the bunny.
Oh, I agree. I agree. And then like 2 weeks later they got me a guinea pig and I was like, you could have just given me a fucking bunny.
Yeah, just a free bunny.
A free bunny.
I mean, bunnies like have a very high cost diet because they need fresh fruits and veggies.
Yeah. My cousin had a couple bunnies as pets and they would just like eat the dandelions in the backyard and they were litter box trained and I was like, that's cool. I could have had one of those, but my parents were mean.
Got you a guinea pig instead.
I loved my guinea pig.
I hate the noises that they make.
Oh, I love like I loved his little noises and he was nocturnal, so like I had a bunk bed and I didn't have a bottom bunk. I had like a desk and a dresser and stuff, and when we got the guinea pig they made me this big old huge cage like the size of this table. And they put that under my bed, so like I would go to bed and then he'd like he'd make that was the worst guinea pig impression in the world. Usually I can do way better, but because we're recording me, of course I can't do it now. But like the little noises he would make under my bed, I'd be like, no, like I would just coo at him from my bed.
That's adorable.
I'm gonna make sure that I turned the video on.
I had a chinchilla.
You had a chinchilla? That's so cool. I want a chinchilla.
She went to a better home.
They don't do nothing. They just sleep and be little lumps all day.
That's not true. They're destructive.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, they're rodents. They chew on everything.
Oh. I had a friend that had a sugar glider that was so mean. She just sat in her little like basket thing that she had, like her little like she was in this really big cage. And in the middle of it was suspended like this little nest thing. And she would just sit there and go, like from her nest. It was like, she was so mean. And she's like, yeah, you can't really play with my sugar glider. She's really mean. I was like, but I need to. I had like an obsession with sugar gliders when I was a kid.
They're cute.
And so I was so sad. I was like, oh my God, you have a sugar glider? And she's like, yeah, she's a dick though. She's just going to yell at you. I was like, oh. We would stay up so late to try and see it. And she's like, she's just going to be mean.
Yeah. So I hate indoor birds. I hate them. Josh's parents have one. And I wanted to make friends with it. And it just...
My mom had a bird that lived with these two old ladies. I kind of think she might have lived in a nursing home before my mom got her. But she lived it like with these old ladies. And so she would just like... little bitty, and you shut your mouth, don't you worry about it. Like she would just sit there and bicker with herself back and forth. This bird though was so I met the bird for the first time at my mom's wedding, and we have a lot of like young kids in that on that side of the family. So she had all these signs up that were like, I can snap a broom handle in half. Do not put your finger in my cage, and all this kind of stuff. And so she's just like very threatening. And so I'm like, oh my mom's like, oh yeah, she could bite off a toe. And so this bird's walking around the house and I'm barefoot and it comes up to me and I'm like, she would corner me and I'm like, Mom, get your bird. She's gonna bite off one of my toes. And every time the phone rang, she would go, hello. And if you were a person, obviously you answer the phone and say hello, it stopped ringing. If it was a bird, she would say hello and it wouldn't stop ringing. So she'd go, hello, hello, hello. And she had a chain in her cage that she would bang against the metal wall. And I was just like, this fucking bird, oh man, like beautiful bird.
Mm-hmm.
So annoying.
Yeah.
My aunt gave it a stroke because that's how much my aunt is. My aunt visited and the bird had a stroke, and I was like, that sounds about right
Poor bird.
for that aunt. Yeah.
Oh, poor bird.
She's at a bird sanctuary now, like,
Oh, good.
and not like she's in a better place, but like she's actually in a sanctuary. So
Good. She's actually in a better place.
Yeah.
I don't think birds should be pets unless like they can't be re-released into the wild.
Yeah. Well, and they outlive their owners by like several times.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was a bird, I would probably kill myself. If I was gonna live forever, I'd be like, no, fuck this, man.
On that note, welcome to the Happy Bees podcast, where we're just peas in a pod. I'm Stephanie. I'm MJ. I couldn't resist. It was just too good. It was too perfect of an opportunity.
I dig it.
What are we talking about today?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I will say, so we got our first actual legitimate snow.
Yeah.
It's not our first snow.
It's not the first snow that we've ever seen in our entire lives.
Well, I mean, like, it's not
It's
even the first snow of the year. It's like the third snow, I think.
It's the first snow of the year that's actually stuck.
Yes, it's the first like substantial snow of the year that people were like, I have to go 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday they were going 10 miles an hour, and I was like, it's just cold.
Yeah.
There's no snow. It's not slippery. It's just cold. Go a little faster.
Just a little.
But today was like, there's white stuff on the side of the road. I must slow down. I must go 30% the speed limit. And I'm like, go 20. Everyone was going 10 miles an hour, but they were still tailgating each other within like 6 inches. So I was like, guess what? You're still going to rear end each other. Idiot.
You're just all going to live, maybe.
Yeah. I'm like, you're not less likely to get in an accident. You're just going to get into a less damaging accident. Yeah. Like, just go 20 and give each other more space.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. I don't understand why every year people forget how to drive.
I think it's because we get a lot of out-of-towners that move into town over the summer when it's like beautiful. And then maybe not so much anymore, but for a while there was a trend of like people that had never seen snow before.
Go back to California. We don't want you here.
That's not entirely true. Like, bring all your money with you, please.
No, because that wrecks our economy. That's why everything has inflated so much.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, because, like, their money helps our economy because they pump money in. So, like...
Yeah, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help those little guys.
That's true. It's just helping the big guys that already have all the money.
Exactly.
Support local.
Yes. Or small.
Speaking of supporting local and small, I am on Etsy looking at signs. Not necessarily neon signs, but like just signs that say like the Happy Bees podcast. And
my dad might be able to make us one. It'd be wood.
Pretty. I was just thinking of one to put like either behind us right here, because there's like the thing behind the couch, or which is just the couch, or like on the table. And the ones that I was looking at on Etsy are like lit up and pretty, but they're relatively inexpensive. So I reached out to everybody and was like, hey, how much would this be for you to make? And they're like, I'll get you a quote tomorrow. And I'm like, great, your sale that makes your signs affordable for me ends today.
Yeah. No, I could probably talk to my dad about it, and we could probably like...
Oh, you know what? My coworker has a Cricut.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a vinyl thingy. So she could make the... I don't know if your dad could make the text, but she could make the text. Oh, cool.
He could make the... I was just thinking like some wood. We make it out. The edges look all cool. And then either burn or make like a little box so I can put like fairy lights in it.
Cute. Oh my gosh. You have such a good idea.
Sometimes. Right?
You have like a very clear image of what you're imagining. I'm like, wow, that's like very different, but way more cool than what I'm imagining. So
Sometimes I have great ideas, and other times my brain is just, let's take out my contacts and stare at Christmas lights for a while.
like me in the episode that we're gonna put on Patreon. And so I'm
Yeah.
just like, what? Like I just zoned out for it. You're like, I'm a bad mom, and I go, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh, by the way, we are on Patreon. It's $2 a month. Happy Peas, patreon.com/Happy Peas Podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, follow, rate, review.
Push the buttons, do the things,
Yeah.
please.
Support and love. I need it. It's my love language. I hate those tests because whenever I do a love language test, it's like, what are they? It's acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, quality time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another one that's like unofficial, but I can't think of what it is. I am like all of them except for gifts.
Mhm.
I'm like, I need physical touch and I need words of affirmation and I need quality time and I need. Maybe I don't need that one. Maybe I just like it. Acts of service.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, but I like to get people gifts.
Yeah.
So that's the way that I show my love is gift giving. So I need all four, but I only give you one. Selfish. Hi, I'm selfish.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, quality time and physical touch is like a two-way street.
Mhm.
Like if one of you is getting it, you're probably both getting it. At least for quality time. Physical touch could be like,
I
massage
was gonna
and stuff.
I
But
was
like
gonna say
cuddles,
physical touch could be like big though.
but like if you're just thank you. There's probably lots of small hairs. My bangs are about 30 minutes old.
Oh,
So
nice. They look good.
thank you. I was like,
I was
here
looking.
we go.
I was looking at it and I was like, it's not long enough for your hair. How did my hair? That makes sense though, because it's just everywhere.
Nope, I was cutting my hair.
Nice.
I like to call these tiny wispy Buffy bangs
Mhm.
because like in Buffy season 1 there's a particular scene I'm thinking about where she walks into the library to see Giles and she's got like, I don't want to call them baby bangs because those are these,
Yeah.
but she's got just like this little thin wisp of bangs that I
Mhm.
always ask my stylists to give me, and they're like that. It's like, no. Give me this. I hate asking for bangs at the salon because
Mhm.
I'm like, I want a blunt bang line. Give me hard bangs. And they're like, I didn't. A little more. And then they do a little bit more, and I'm like, that's great. And then I go home and take scissors to it. And then the next time I go in, I'm like, clean this up for me, please.
Yeah. Yeah. The last haircut that I had that I actually liked, not that I don't like this one, I don't think she did what I wanted her to do though,
No.
was I did myself, but when last one I wanted, I don't think I have any naughty pictures in here.
I've been seeing the same hairstylist for a long time, and she's still so timid.
So I wanted like this
Yeah.
or like that,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like I got that.
It's not. Yeah. You didn't get anything nearly as shaggy.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of the shag.
Yeah.
But like the last time, and I
oh
didn't.
no, this bun has fallen down. I was like, something feels weird. I had such a hard time with the. I am just gonna leave this part in while I have my hair all fucked up. I did almost just do like the child pigtails because I had such a hard time with.
That's valid. Space buns
This
are hard.
one.
Yeah,
Oh, I call them teddy bear buns.
that also works.
But like one of them was neat and one of them was messy, and I couldn't get them to match. I almost gave up, but I don't want my hair to rub all over the microphone again.
Do you remember my hair before I got it cut?
Oh no. Vaguely. I think I'm just gonna take it down. Tell me about your hair before you got it cut.
I cut it myself and I made it shaggy.
This feels like dirty kink hair. Anyway, you cut your hair yourself?
Yeah, and it was the shaggy kind of not even look that I liked. And then I went in because I didn't trust myself to cut that much off of my hair.
Yeah.
But I might go back and relayer it and shag it.
I don't do anything other than my bangs. I'm like, I will do my bangs because I will do my bangs just close. I know he's like chewing his arm off. I will do my bangs just enough that I can take them. I just detach them and go fix it. I can take myself into a salon and be like, I do like clean up my layers, do whatever, and then clean up my bang line. They were down to like here, and they were driving me nuts. I was like, I don't want to cut them too short, but I also don't want them as long as they are. So I was like, I'm just gonna cut just the middle to where I want it to be. And here we are.
Sometimes I want
brand new bangs.
Sometimes I want Taylor Swift bangs, and other times I'm like, I can't.
You know that she's got like the hard kind of like almost that early 2000s like swoopy bang thing, right? You know that involves such a curling brush and all that jazz.
I never do it.
I'm afraid of those curling brushes. I'm going to tell the whole world a secret. Don't tell anybody, okay?
You're telling everybody.
I am telling everybody, but don't tell anybody. It's just our secret.
Craig's in the room too.
And also Billy. So, internet, keep this secret for me, okay? I got one of those stuck in my hair one time. Because I thought you were supposed to curl it in a circle, or you were supposed to brush your hair in a circle with that brush. And so I like wrapped my hair around the brush and tried to pull it through.
I think
and it got stuck.
I think that's a universal little girl thing.
It just was in my hair, and I was like, because I was at my babysitter's house, and I was like, I don't know what to do. That is always how I've reacted in those situations. I got pinched by a hermit crab once. Yeah, you heard me. And I didn't, my whole family was downstairs watching a movie, and I was just like, when I blew on the hermit crab thinking that it would let go and like run away from the wind. It didn't. I just had to sit there really still, and then eventually it was like, did you learn your lesson? Don't fuck with me. You're dismissed. And I was like, and now I hate hermit crabs.
I love all crabs except for the STD.
Except for the PB kind.
Yeah. And lice. I don't like lice.
Oh, I had so much head lice as a child. I had a friend that had head lice all the time. And so her and I just traded it back and forth. Like, she would give it to me, and then she probably always had it. She would give it to me, and then I would get rid of it, and then we would hang out, and I would get it again. And then we'd get rid of it, and then I would get it again, and then we'd get rid of it, and then I'd get it again. And then my mom cut off all my hair.
I've never had lice. I never want lice. If I ever had lice, I would probably shave my head and shower really hot.
That doesn't help. So you have to like use the light, like we used tea tree shampoo. I was offended by tea tree shampoo for a very long time because it was just like the smell of head lice for me. So you use like tea tree shampoo. My mom would sit there and like do the little tiny comb thing to pick out I think the tea tree kills the bugs, and then you have to pick out all the eggs. And then we would throw all of our sheets and everything in the laundry and like super high dry. The stuffed animals that we'd throw in the dryer to kill all the stuff. But like anything that couldn't go in the dryer, you just had you just had to put into a garbage bag for 30 days so the bugs would suffocate. Why you groping her? You just like, boob. You think you can get away with it? You can't get away with it.
You're a dog. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, he know. That's why when he steps on you, he's like, nipple. He's like a cat that way, and he's like, I'm gonna step right there. I'm like, oh, thank you so much.
If Siri or Lady were to do that, I would scream.
Much bigger doggy. But I mean, he's part cat, so it makes sense. This Billy.
We dab him.
So I've got like a bunch of Am I the A-hole? I've got a bunch of nice guy stuff. We could just keep talking about nothing, which is pretty fun. That's working out. I've got some not how girls work. We can talk down about men because it's been a week.
And I've had experience.
You've had some shitty times with men this week.
With one man.
With one, yeah, that's true. With one man. Shitty times with man.
Yeah.
You went under?
It surprises me how much women don't know their own anatomy sometimes.
I didn't know about the little man in the boat. The clitoris.
Oh, okay.
I was in 9th grade. I heard a girl making fun of her boyfriend. You're 14 in 9th grade, by the way, for not knowing where it was. I was in 9th grade and a girl was making fun of her boyfriend to her friends about not knowing where it was. And I was like, do I have one of those?
Yeah, but like teenagers, like early, like teenagers, like you're still learning about that stuff.
They don't teach you. They're like, in 4th grade, they're like, you're going to get a period. This is a tampon. This is a pad. Have a great time.
I didn't have that.
Oh, that's all. That's literally all we had in 4th grade was like, hey, you're getting pretty darn close. You put this in, you keep this out. Have a good rest of your life. Get out.
We had
congratulations, you can get pregnant.
Yeah. Every once in a while we had like anatomy classes and like an STD slideshow, STI slideshow.
Yeah.
But after that, women who don't know their own anatomy, like we have a separate pee hole and a separate entrance / baby exit hole.
That's just the way you phrased that. Thank you.
I mean,
also, it took me until adulthood I was like, men have urethras.
But ladies.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Oh.
Because human growth and development is bullshit.
Yeah, they could do better.
They're just like, you're alive. Don't have sex because you will die. You will get pregnant and die.
Yeah. Mean Girls got that right.
For real. That is the most accurate depiction of sex that I've ever seen.
That made a weird noise.
It really did.
Have you had this one?
Pear cinnamon, no.
It's so good.
They have so many flavors that I'm like, that sounds good. That's like tangerine strawberry or something. I was like, that sounds good.
That one is good. Tastes like
okay, so we should have pear cinnamon old fashions. That's really yummy.
You want to try it?
No, I'm okay.
It's a Red Bull. He don't want that. He's not a caffeine man. Unless he is. But very rarely is he.
I mean, I will drink all of this and be able to fall asleep in 30 minutes.
What?
I'm crazy.
I have 2 caffeines per day. Sometimes 3. And I'm still like out by 10:30.
Yeah.
In fact, 10:30 makes me angry. I lay in bed and I'm like, why am I awake?
I have a boyfriend with insomnia.
That's true. You have a boyfriend that sleeps 45 minutes a day. Every once in a while I text him, I'm like, hey, are you sleeping yet? He's like, nah. I got 2.5 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, sick, that's a record. I love that for you. You're gonna He needs a weighted blanket. But you can't get him one because if his cat goes under it, it'll suffocate.
I don't think Finn goes under blankets.
Okay. We can't get a weighted blanket because Billy would want to be under it and it will suffocate your pet.
That's sad.
Yeah, because they go and like they can't inhale all the way.
They're very, I don't know.
They're not that heavy, but they're heavy enough that
Yeah.
it's like hard for them to breathe underneath it.
I'm not a big fan of weighted blankets, at least sleeping in them, because I overheat and then I get angry.
I'm a little worried that if I had a weighted blanket, I would just hate all other blankets for the rest of my life.
No, because I guess it depends on what kind you get, but all the ones that I've had, I don't like.
Really?
Yeah, because they're not the kind that are like that look like the knit blankets.
Mhm.
They're the kind that have the sand in them.
Yeah.
And like the sand moves, and it's just not.
One of my friends handed me a weighted squishmallow.
Yes, they have weighted.
It was wonderful.
They have weighted plushies at Target that are the same like squishmallow consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And they're great.
I think she got hers from like a squishmallow store in Japan, and so it was. I was like, oh, I love it. I need one of these because my dog always snuggles with my boyfriend and not me. Like, this is an anomaly. It's because I have a blanket. That's the secret. You want Billy, get a blanket.
Or boobs.
Otherwise, it's Craig.
Or boobs. He was very
Oh, that's
into
true.
mine.
He just is like, hello. He's a man.
He's a Bilbo.
You are covered in his hair right now.
It might also be a series
Mm.
because when my mom called, I laid down on my bed and then Siri laid down on top of me. So
You know what I'm afraid of?
prostate exams, you don't have to worry about them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No. Colon cancer. I took so many laxatives as a teenager. And like my digestive system is all, don't do that.
Don't do it.
If you're going to have an eating disorder, let me strongly recommend against all of them, but specifically that one. Don't do that. Because guess what? If you tell your digestive system, you need to work better, and then you stop telling it that, it just goes, I guess I don't work anymore. Like, it just stopped. Your digestive system just, you teach it to not work anymore, and so then it stops working. So,
you're not gonna like colonoscopies.
No, I'm not. But that's what I'm afraid of. Is I'm afraid that because I took so many laxatives as a teenager that I like really wrecked my digestive system, and I'm gonna have to get so many colonoscopies, and I'm gonna get colon cancer. I should probably get a colonoscopy.
I've had a colonoscopy. It wasn't that bad, but also like when I was taking the stuff that kind of like cleans you, that's no different than a bad IBS day for me. So I was just like, when I had to take it, I was like,
I got to a point recently, like I went to the ER because it had been like, I thought my appendix was bursting because my abdomen hurt so bad. And so I went to an urgent care, and she went like, it's not your appendix, go to the ER. And I paid like $200 for that, for her to poke me and send me away. And so I went to the ER, and Craig was with me, and they like did they did a CT scan and an ultrasound and all of this stuff, and they finally were like, no, it's not, there's nothing, you're fine, you're probably the healthiest person in this ER. When's the last time you used the bathroom? And I was like, 10, 12 days. And they were like, take a laxative. So now I have to be on laxatives like forever. Don't take laxatives unless you need them.
yeah.
It's just, eating disorders are all around bad for you. Just skip that, okay? Just love yourself as you are, because you're beautiful.
Also, if your parents are telling you that you're fat, you're not. Your parents are shitty parents.
No comment.
Yeah, no, if we go down that hole, I'm going to get angry.
Oh, it sounds like you and I had a similar experience. My mom gave me diet pills when I was a teenager because they made her pee a weird color, and she didn't like them, so she thought I could use them.
What the fuck?
She also told me once that I looked like 10 pounds of sausage stuffed in a 5-pound casing. Think about that. A lot.
I would like to murder your mother.
Okay, so if anything happens to my mom, she lives an ocean away, and MJ had nothing to do with it. I will be her alibi. like indefinitely.
I'm too broke to go anywhere. And if I was gonna travel, it probably wouldn't be to wherever her mom is, like Japan
Mm-hmm.
and Australia, Netherlands. Not Netherlands.
I want
New
to
Zealand.
visit. Yes, I was gonna say New Zealand, where they filmed Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
Like, I want to see the Shire. I want to run around. I almost said Bilbo Baggins' house.
Is it? Is it wrong that I want to go with you and then we can dress up as hobbits and just be dumb all day? Big
No, that
sword
sounds
fight.
awesome. And Craig can come and be Gandalf.
Yeah, I was just about to ask Craig.
Oh my god. Okay, so are we Merry and Pippin? Which one is which though? Which one are we?
I feel like I'm the one that would get us in trouble more.
So you're Pippin?
Yeah.
So we were talking about that movie recently, and I was like, I feel kind of bad for Pippin because he's all like Gandalf's always yelling at him like, God, you're stupid. Like we'd be better off without you. Like he's so mean to him. Like when he knocks the well. I mean, granted, he knocks the bucket down the well and summons like an army of orcs or something to really make not a good time for them. But he's like, oh, fool of a took. Next time it should be you. Just throw yourself down the well, damn. And he's like, I'm like, he just wants you to love him, Gandalf. Why you gotta be so mean? I think I'm gonna cut most of that out.
There was one time that I still find really funny to this day where I had been drinking and we wanted Taco Bell and there was like 4 or 5 of us. And I was running to my car in the winter, slipped, face planted into my car door.
Oh.
And like it was hard. There was a little face print. And I couldn't stop laughing because it's just I was imagining what it looked like from like an outside perspective.
So can I leave that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was just imagining what it would look like to watch someone run from a door, like a front house door,
Yeah.
to a car, slip, and then face plant into it.
So you face planted into your car door,
Yeah,
and you left a face print on the door.
yeah.
What does that mean?
Like it was cold outside, so like there was a little like warm spot where you could see like my nose and like my forehead. Because my face is warmer.
I imagined like a perfect face indent in the
No.
snow. It's better that there was like a melty spot on the car of your face. I think so. Like 2000 and I don't know 8 or 9, we got like this much snow overnight, and we were trying to go Christmas shopping, and I think that it was like not worth trying to drive that day. So my boyfriend at the time and his dad and I were all gonna just take the bus. So we walk over to the bus stop. It stops, like there's a line of cars, so it stops a little bit ahead of the bus stop. So we're running through the snow. They get to the bus. I trip and fall. And like the snow is feet deep. So I no longer exist. And one of them helps me up, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And I go like 2 more feet, and I just look up and go, without me. They were like, get up. I was like, I can't. Just go on without me. It was the most dramatic. It was the most dramatic thing ever.
How did we share a brain cell before we moved to each other?
You want to hear something? So, speaking of ridiculous bus moments, this happened my last day of school in like 6th grade or something. I'm walking backwards to my school bus, and I'm like, bye, bye, have a great summer, bye. And I hear "Hey, Stephanie," over the bus intercom. And I don't really react in time, and I'm walking backwards. I tripped over a fire hydrant in like slow motion. And my bus driver, I had the same bus driver for years. So my bus driver grabbed the thing and went, "Hey, Stephanie," to warn me. And still had the button pushed as I was falling. And so I just heard the whole bus laughing,
Oh no.
including my bus driver. And I just like laid there in a heap at the bottom and was like, "Oh no."
Man.
I'm graceful.
There was one time, so my middle school was set up where like we had the main school
Mm-hmm.
and then we had like portable classrooms kind of
Every school
under.
ever now.
Yeah. And so like the bottom of the portable classroom was concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And I stood up to turn in some homework, and I was a part of a program where we had like a laptop and a bunch of books.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was all in my backpack on the back of the chair. And my chair just like, I didn't hear it, but it fell over. I didn't look before sitting down.
Oh no.
And I just full force sat down. And I was laughing.
No chair. Oh no.
And I was just laughing so hard. And like it wasn't one of those situations where someone pulled it out from behind me. It literally
Yeah, it
fell
just-
back.
Oh my god. Like you pranked yourself.
I
That's
did.
amazing. I don't know. I'm just not graceful
No.
at all. I have fallen out of my work chairs 3 or 4 times. They've all been different chairs. No, that's not true. I've fallen off the same chair at least twice. But like I had one chair that I just was sitting on the edge of or something, and it just like I shifted my weight and it whoop, went out from under me. And then we all got like really fancy chairs that they're intended for really tall people. I'm not a tall person, so I had to sit again. I had to sit at the very edge of the chair, and at one point I stood up and sat back down, and it just rolled away from me. And then I got one of those chairs that like doesn't have it's like not a chair.
Mhm.
Like you put your knees on a pad and you put your butt on a pad, and it's supposed to like really help your posture. Except I sit with my feet on the pad like a freaking goblin, so I'm extra hunched over. But I was sitting on it and I was like, oh, I bet I could get a great stretch on this. And so I stretched back, and my desk is 3 sides. So I went to grab the other side of my desk, and I just kept stretching and stretching. And then I fell over because obviously. And I sat next to the same girl, and every time I did it, she'd be like, have you been drinking? Like she would just hear me go, and like fall off my chair. And she would look over and I'd be like, I'm fine. It's fine. Like, are you drinking right now? I'm like, nope.
At least
Just an idiot.
I wish it was, because at least then there would be.
I'd have a reason. No, I'm just stupid, and I fell out of my chair a couple weeks ago. The same like backless chair. I don't know what I was doing. I think that it was rotated to face one side of my desk, and I thought it was facing the other, so I sat down on it and just sat between the knee pads instead.
That sounds painful.
I was gonna say that hurt. That was not a good time.
I've been thinking about getting one of those chairs, but I've also been thinking about getting the really wide one, so I can sit like this comfortably.
I think that I would not recommend the knee pad chair, only because I sit on it like this, it has made my posture infinitely worse.
But that sounds comfy though.
It is. That's the problem. Is like sitting with your knees on the pads is like comfy for a while, and then you're like, my back kind of hurts because you don't have good posture, and so your back's not used to being in that position. So then you put your feet up, or like my job, I just get up and down out of my chair a lot, so I don't want to like untangle my legs from this chair, so I can just step off the little pads. So I am just always sitting like Gollum at my desk. And if people like look around the reception area and look into my office, I'm like hunched over my chair, like like a little freaking goblin. And that's what they see when they look at me. And then I go, hi. Like, can I help you? That doesn't happen so much anymore, but now people just open the door and immediately ring the bell. I'm like, wow, you've been here for 7 seconds and you rang the bell.
Congratulations.
I'll be up there and like I'm literally already getting out of my chair, but by all means, please ring our bell.
20 times.
Oh, I love when they go ding ding. I'm like, wow.
The bells give me anxiety when I see one, and nobody's.
People either get excited about it or they will not ring it.
I will not. I will not. It's like asking for help. No.
My mom, I think of it specifically at seafood counters, like at the grocery store where they don't have bells. My mom would stand and wait for someone to help her, and if nobody showed up, she'd go, ding! And inevitably somebody would come along because how rude is that? And so they'd be like, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, I want this. I want all this crab. Because that's the only seafood I can ever remember my mom eating is crab. We had crab on Thanksgiving.
We had crab on Christmas. Excuse me. There's a place downtown that does brunch. I highly recommend them.
Oh.
They had like a crab Benedict, where it was like Dungeness
Ooh.
crab and then an egg, because it was on latkes instead of and it tasted like Christmas. And
we went to a place a couple weeks ago that like has like an hour-long wait, and we went there, and there was a girl that was reading the menu because they have a menu posted outside. And so she's like, we could get this, we could get this. Ooh, how does this sound? Oh my gosh, this sounds so good. Ooh, and I was like, that does sound good. Ooh, that does sound good. That does sound good. Because every time we go there, I get every time I've been like 3 times. I don't know. Yep. But I get the pumpkin waffle with the cream cheese frosting, and so I was like, I'm gonna get something different this time. I got something Irish. It had like it was like an Irish Benedict. It had corned beef as the meat instead of ham as the Benedict. Oh, it was really good.
They have amazing food there. Their food literally looks like Studio Ghibli food.
Ooh.
And like especially their bacon. And I have
oh There's so many bubbles in my face. Like I smiled because you said the bacon looked like Studio Ghibli food, and so I smiled, and all these bubbles in my mouth popped. I was so offended by the noise it made.
I know. The laughing is at the look that was on your face.
What? What did you just say?
The look on your face. The look on your face after you made that noise.
I know, I like moaned. So I'm getting an oil change tomorrow, and I figured, okay, I'll edit the podcast while I'm getting my oil changed. I can't wait to get to that part. And just either make make a weird noise or make a face and have everyone be like, "Is that girl okay?" I'm like, "No, nobody look at me.
No,
I'm crying so much." Oh my god! I needed this. My eyeliner is probably like all over my face. That's excellent.
It's not actually,
Oh,
and
good.
it kind of gave you like a smoky eye.
Oh shit. When you cry laughing and make yourself so hot. Oh boy. I swear I just set a timer.
No.
Like I thought I did a while ago and then now I didn't.
How long have we been recording?
That's what I want to know. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna look at the camera and it's gonna be like, "You're out of memory," and it's gonna have stopped recording 10 minutes ago. Why am I wearing my sweater like this? All right.
Where did we go shopping where they had the sweet brown pants?
Target.
We need to go back there.
You
need
on-
the sweet pants.
I do want those leather pants.
You need them.
And I want to live in a world of Buffy where I wear leather pants.
I want you to have them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't want them.
On that note, we're going to go ahead and go. Thank you so much for joining us in our podcast. This is not what I expected.
No,
But it was a real good time.
Yeah, it was.
So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.